The Saga Rebellion was an 1874 uprising in Kyushu against the new Meiji government of Japan. It was led by Edo Shimpei and Shima Yoshitake in their native domain of Hizen. Background: following the 1868 Meiji Restoration, many members of the former samurai class were disgruntled with the direction the nation had taken. The abolition of their former privileged social status under the feudal order had also eliminated their income, and the establishment of universal military conscription had eliminated much of their reason for existence. The very rapid modernization of the country was resulting in massive changes to Japanese culture, language, dress and society, and appeared to many samurai to be a betrayal of the joy portion of the Sono-joy justification used to overthrow the former Tokugawa shogunate. Hizen province, with a large samurai population, was a center of unrest against the new government. Older samurai formed political groups rejecting both overseas expansionism and westernization, and calling for a return to the old feudal order. Younger samurai organized the group Seikanto Political Party, advocating militarism and the invasion of Korea. Prelude: Edo Shimpei, former justice minister and Sangi in the early Meiji government, resigned his posts in 1873 to protest the government's refusal to launch a military expedition against Korea. Edo then assisted Itagaki Taisuke in organizing the Ikoku Kota political party, and in composing the Taiso Memorial, a sharp criticism of the government. In January 1874, frustrated by the government's rejection of his efforts, he returned to his native Saga, where both the traditionists and the Seikanto samurai rallied to his support. Alarmed by growing rumors of unrest, Home Minister Okubo Toshimichi dispatched his henchman Iwamura Takatoshi to Saga to restore order. Iwamura only made the situation worse with his overbearing attitude. On the ship to Saga, he made an enemy of Shima Yoshitake, the former governor of Akita Prefecture, who was traveling to Saga at the request of Sanjo Sanetomi. Iwamura so outraged Shima that Shima decided to throw his lot in with Edo and his rebels. The rebellion. Edo decided to take action on the 16th of February 1874 by raiding a bank and occupying government offices with the grounds of Old Saga Castle. Edo had expected that similarly disaffected samurai in Satsuma and Tosa would stage insurrections when they received word of his actions. But he had miscalculated badly, and both domains remained calm. On February 19, Okubo set up his headquarters in Hakata and issued a proclamation condemning the Saga rebels as traitors. Government troops marched into Saga the following day. After losing a battle on the border of Saga and Fukuoka on February 22, Edo decided that further resistance would only result in needless deaths, and disbanded his army. Edo told his followers that he intended to escape to Kagoshima to obtain help from Saigo Takamori and his Satsuma samurai. If Saigo refused, he intended to go to Tosa, and if Tosa likewise refused, he would make his way to Tokyo to commit seppuku. Although the Saga rebels were greatly demoralized by Ito's flight, they continued to fight on, with some of the most violent combat occurring in the streets of Saga on February 27. Shima, who announced his decision to die fighting at Saga Castle, fled that night for Kagoshima with his staff. Government forces seized Saga Castle of March 1 without further bloodshed. Arrest warrants were circulated for Edo and Shima, and it is ironic that Edo was on the run as a fugitive from the very police force whom he had helped create. Edo was refused support in Kagoshima, and fled to Tosa in a fishing boat, where he was received coldly. While attempting to find a boat to take him to Tokyo, he was apprehended on March 28. Sympathy for Edo was high, with Sanjo Sanetomi writing to Okubo to remind him that Ito's motives were not evil, and with Kido Takayoshi likewise writing to suggest that Edo be employed in the upcoming Taiwan expedition of 1874. However, Okubo was adamant that an example be set. and Eto and Shima were tried by a military tribunal on 8 April 1874 and executed the next day along with 11 other leaders of the revolt. Eto was beheaded at Okubo's orders, and his severed head placed on public display, considered a demeaning punishment for someone of samurai class. Photographs were taken and were sold in Tokyo. However, the Tokyo government later banned their sale and ordered people who purchased the photographs to return them. Okubo, however, refused to comply and hung their copy of the photograph in the reception room of the Home Ministry. Consequences. Although the samurai uprising in Saga had been suppressed by military force, the issues which led to the uprising remained unresolved. Kyushu continued to be a hotbed of unrest against the central government through the 1870s, culminating with the Satsuma Rebellion.